everybody's the same in that they want to feel appreciated. They want to feel like they matter.
Yeah.
Right. And so gratitude is what gives that to people in the world. So I believe that gratitude and appreciation, it's the solution to bring the world back together in a kindness format.
Well, hello there, my friends, and welcome to the Direct Selling Accelerator Podcast. I'm your host, Sam Hind, and today it's my honor and privilege to talk to you about something that's very close to my heart, and that is listening to our intuition. Now, before you tune out thinking, here she goes getting all woo-woo on me, I want you to stop and listen on into this episode because intuition was how the company, now known as Promptings, but you may recognize it as SendOutCards, began. In this episode, I got the opportunity to interview the amazing Kody Bateman, who is the founder and chief visionary officer at Promptings and the Modern Gratitude Movement. Kody shares how he started this incredible company that is now a global movement from a simple experience he had where he learned the importance of listening to our own intuition. This episode is going to have you laughing. It might even have you crying, but I know for sure it is going to have you rethinking the way that you listen to your own promptings, your own gut, also known as your own intuition. I know you're going to love this episode. Definitely sit back and relax and listen on in, but I want to ask you to do me a little favor. If you listen to this episode and it speaks to you and you think of somebody else as you're listening to this episode, I want you to trust that prompting and I want you to forward this to them. You never know who it might have an impact on. But for right now, you're my person that we're having an impact on. So thank you for tuning on in. You're not here by accident. I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Well, hey there, everybody, and welcome back to the Direct Selling Accelerator Podcast. I am so excited to be joined today by the founder and chief visionary officer of Promptings and the Modern Gratitude Movement, the amazing Kody Bateman. Welcome, Kody.
Thank you, Sam. It's such an honor to be on your show. I'm a big fan of what you're doing, so thanks for having me.
Oh, look, it's my pleasure, and I'm super excited to hear your story today, Kody. I know I've heard from so many people the incredible story that goes in behind SendOutCards, now known as Promptings, and I'm really, excited to hear from you. But just before we get into that, I'd love to know what's a fun fact about you, something that not many people know about you, Kody?
I'm a motorhead. Anything with a motor, I like to do. Motorcycles, snowmobiles. We live here in Utah in the mountains. We love to go fast and have fun. So that's a big part of what we do.
I love it. And I hear on the grapevine that you might be a little into rap.
Yes, ma'am. I do some rap. I love hip hop and rap music. And there's stories behind that as well. But a lot of times when I want to convey messages on the stage, I'll do it in rap music. I use lyrics a lot. I write songs. So we've done a lot of songs, put them in music videos. It's just, it's just fun. It's just a creative way to get a message across. So,
yeah. Well, speaking of messages, I'm really keen to hear the beginnings of SendOutCard, which we now know as Promptings. You founded the company on a deeply personal experience. Can you share the story of what that was and how that shaped your mission and the company that you've built today?
So I graduated from college in 1989, and I was offered a job. I went to school in Utah, BYU, and I graduated from college, and I was offered a job or an internship in New York City for a large ad agency. So we accepted that, went back, did the internship. That was back in the days when internships, they didn't pay you for them. 2 months, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week.
I didn't know they paid you now.
Yeah, well, here in the U.S., they kind of make them pay you now. But anyway, so we did that, which, by the way, was the best thing I ever did, was do the work for free, because I
Mhm.
had to earn my keep. I had to earn my stripes, and I really believe in that, by the way. But anyways, I got this. Did the internship. Did well enough to where they offered me a full-time job. So I came back home to move all my belongings from Utah to New York City. And I was newly married at the time, little baby girl, about 20 months old. And so we gathered all of our belongings together, put them in a U-Haul truck, and went over to my mom and dad's house to say bye to our family. And as we went to leave, we put little Whitney, our little girl, in the car seat of the car, and Jody, my wife, and I, we got in the car to leave. And as I was getting in the car, I looked over in a lot adjacent to my parents' home. My older brother Chris was moving some vehicles around in this lot, and at that moment, I had what I call a prompting. Now, prompting is known as kind of an intuitive thought to do something nice. And so I
Mhm.
had this prompting that I needed to slow down, go over, give my brother a hug, tell him I love him, and say goodbye, because we were moving away. But we were in a hurry. Life was in the way, and I ignored the prompting. I remember getting in the car. We drove. I honked and waved at him. He waved back. And off we went. We drove all the way across the country, about 2,500 miles, all the way across the country, moved into a little apartment in New Jersey, right across from New York City, and started our new life there. And things were going really well for about 3 months until I got a phone call at 2 o'clock in the morning. My mother was on the other end of the line, and she tearfully let me know my brother Chris had just been killed in an accident.
Mm.
So when I got this news late at night, the only thing I could think of was the prompting. See, when I
Mm.
got the prompting to say bye to my brother, I didn't understand it. Like, oh, well, I'll just see him some other time, right? That's what we all
Mhm.
think.
Mhm.
But when I got the news that he had unexpectedly passed away, now I understood the prompting,
Mm.
and I was devastated. I was devastated, and I told my brother that night, just me talking. I just said, "Look, I'm sorry, brother, and I promise you that when I receive promptings like that in the future, I'm going to act on them. I
Yeah.
promise you, I will. I'm going to act on them, and I'll go a step further. I'm going to do all I can to help as many people as I can do the same." And that's where the dream started, to create something like SendOutCards, because SendOutCards was designed to help people act on their promptings.
Yeah.
And selfishly, I wanted to help myself first. It's like, I got to
Mm.
figure out a way that I can do it.
Yeah.
Once it worked, then I could start showing others how to use it. And that's
Mm.
where the whole thing started, with SendOutCards. And
Yeah.
now we call it Promptings, because that's the foundational story.
Yeah. Wow, that's a really powerful story. And Kody, I think, like we can probably all, as we're listening to that story, think of times where we've been prompted and maybe either listened or not listened to that prompting to reach out to somebody, and then realize later on why that was so important. I'm going to go a little deep with this for a second. I don't know if you're going to have an answer here, but I'm really curious to hear what you think. Where do you think those promptings come from? Is that an intuition, just a knowing, what's where? I mean, I know you've done so much work with this and it's such an important part of the mission that you have. How do you think it
Well,
is that you knew you needed to connect with him at that time?
it's that's a very good question. It's a very good question, and I believe I'm a very spiritual person,
Hmm.
so I personally believe it comes from a spiritual place.
Yeah.
And of course, when you start talking spiritual things, people have their different beliefs and whatnot. But I truly
Hmm.
believe that we're divinely guided,
Yeah.
and I think that promptings are gifts. Promptings are
Mm.
gifts that are given to us that are designed to guide us through our life. And
Yeah.
I personally believe that that spiritual guidance that we receive from above, and we're guided, and we should act on it. And regardless of what your beliefs are, it's there. You can call it
Yeah.
anything you want, but that guidance, that inner guidance system is there for
Mm.
everybody.
Yeah.
And it's such a gift. And that's what we've gone on to teach, is that, promptings, your inner promptings will guide you. You don't need a guru. You are your own guru. Just
I love
follow
that.
your own voice. And that's what we do, is teach people how to do that.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about send out cards. I mean, I've known, and again, I'm using the word send out cards just for now because although we now know it as promptings, I know a lot of people might be familiar with it. Certainly in Australia, it's well known. I was just saying to you a moment ago that I've got several send out cards just floating around my office because many of the people in my circles use your amazing company. Whether it's as a direct seller or just as a user, it's an incredible system. Do you want to share a little about how the system works? Why this? What was the problem that you solved with this? And how is it different from just going to the newsagent and buying some cards and mailing them out? How does this work?
Well, it's interesting, the whole story starts literally after that incident happened with my brother. That was 1989. So I want you to think 1989 was really pre-internet. That was pre-internet days, obviously pre-social media days. There was not digital means of communication back then. I mean, email was just kind of getting going. So, at that point, I was like, how can I quickly figure out a way to express kindness to somebody? And I always thought that the written format's the best way to do it because it was best for me. I could always express how I felt about somebody in writing better than I could speak it. And I learned that most people feel that way. That's why there's a greeting card industry. Because and back in '89, you go to the store, you go down the aisle, you find a card you like, it's got a message in it, you buy it, you write your own message in it, put your own stamp on it, and send it to somebody. We debuted SendOutCards when that's what we had in the world.
Yep.
So we were a breath of fresh air. We had a way that you could, and we launched in 2001, where we started to test the product and whatnot. And we were the first company that you could actually send a card via the internet, a real physical greeting card over the internet. And we had a system where it would go over the internet, feed a variable print on demand printer. And that printer would print whatever you told it to on the internet. And it would print it. And then we had a fulfillment service attached where we would take the card that you built on the internet. We printed it for you, stuffed it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, first class stamp, send it in the mail. And then eventually we added gifts to that as well. You got to remember that was going on in 2002, 3, and 4. So there wasn't stuff like that back then. So when we launched in 2003 as a direct sales company, it took off pretty fast because there really wasn't anything like it back then.
Yeah. So tell me what so you've got cards, people could go online, they could select or design a card, they could choose what they wanted to write in the middle, and then it was literally printed on demand and mailed on your behalf. So someone receives a physical card in the mail with your personal message in it. What was the transition then to go, hey, I like this direct selling industry is where I want to be and we're going to transition into there? What did that look like? How did that decision come about, and how did you make that transition?
Well, there's two reasons that we went into direct sales. First of all, I had some experience in direct sales. When I launched SendOutCards, I had experience there. I'd done some marketing consulting work for some direct sales network marketing companies. So I was familiar with the industry, and I'd learned from some top executives and top independent distributors in the field of other products. So I knew, and I was in love with the model. Like I was always in love with the model. I truly believe in the direct sales philosophy. You sponsor people and you mentor them up to a new level and help them to do well. And I always believed in that concept. So I thought it'd be really cool if I could do it. But so that was one reason. The second reason was at the time we launched SendOutCards, there was a second largest greeting card company in the world. It's called American Greetings. They were trying to do what we were doing. Mm-hmm. They were experimenting with being able to do the same thing where somebody could choose a card and they'd print it, over the internet, and they would print it and send it for you. And they spent millions of dollars on it. And here's what they were finding out their problem was, is that they were having a hard time back in 2002 and 3 to convince somebody that you buy a card on the internet. What are you talking about, American Greetings? I've been going to the store and buying your cards forever. Now
Yep.
you're telling me to buy it over this computer equipment. What are you talking? So they really had a hard time getting their user base, and they spent millions on it. And I knew that. I was following that, and I'm like, well, you know what? The best way to do it is direct sales, because with direct sales, I can teach an independent rep to sit at a computer with somebody, show them how to send a card, have them send a card, and then they'll know that it works, and they'll sign up for a program, and it
Yep.
worked. We were successful, and by the way, they ran for about 20 months, and then they got rid of that program. They never did roll it out. So,
Wow. Okay. So, a couple of things with that. I want to know first of all, how have you found, you mentioned that all of this started, before really we'd hit this digital age that we're in now. How did the shift into the digital age impact you? Did it impact you? Did it have a positive impact, a negative impact? What did that look like?
well, yeah, it impacted us in a big way. I mean, if you take 2003 to about 2009, that area, the best way to get, especially a heartfelt message of appreciation, the
Mm.
best way to get it out there was through our card system. And that's why we had some really strong growth, strong and fast growth, because of that. There wasn't anything else competing with it. How do you send birthday cards to people? You got 200 people in your contact list. How do you make sure they all get a birthday card? Well, we had a way to do it. So people love that. But then think about it. So now social media starts coming on the horizon, and social media gets more and more popular. So now people start to shift how they're communicating. So they start commenting on social media, or posting happy birthday to somebody on social media, or commenting on somebody else's post saying happy birthday. There became a little bit less of an immediate need for somebody to use our system. So it did affect us.
Mm.
We grew like crazy, and then we kind of plateaued, and then technology advanced and everything else. So we had to do a lot of adjusting, through the years of probably 2012. My goodness, probably 2012 clear to 2020 was real adjustment time for us,
Yeah.
just because of how fast technology was advancing. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was a big challenge for us. And now here's what's interesting, Sam. What's interesting is everything's gone full circle now.
I was
So now
about to
people,
ask.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, people are realizing now, hey, this digital communication is not enough,
Yeah.
especially if you're sharing appreciation with somebody. We got to
Right.
send something real to them. So it's kind of
We
coming back
want
full
something that'll
circle.
stand out, that's unique and different. So we're going to
That's
do
right.
something that's physical. Don't you love that?
So good. It's we're feeling the blessing of that for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I suspected that would be the case. And I often talk to our community about the importance of physical mail, cards, gifts, because it really, like, how do you stand out? How do you be memorable? Don't do it online. Do it, and it's funny because they assume that all I'm teaching them how to do is social media online. But really, that's a way to connect. From there, what are you going to do to stand out? And I love that you guys have got this amazing process that people can use to really take the time to show that they care. And you can tell that that comes back to, where you started. But tell me about, if you were to sum up your purpose, your vision, your mission in one or two sentences, what would that be?
Well, it's always been to help people act on their promptings. But what we've learned over the years is the primary promptings people receive is to express some form of appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have grown into a movement. We've grown into what we call a gratitude movement. So I think
Yep.
to sum it all up for us is we truly believe with our products and services that have stood the test of time. And now with new technology, with new products that we've introduced, we believe that we are the premier leaders of the modern day gratitude movement. And there's a myriad of things that we do. And
Yep.
I truly believe, Sam, that that's what the world needs. The world needs more gratitude. So, you'll hear me say a lot, you'll hear me say this all the time. The greatest injustice in society is not how we're all separated or how we're all different. That's not the injustice. The greatest injustice is how we've been disconnected from how we're all the same. Everybody's the same in that they want to feel appreciated. They want to feel like they matter.
Yeah.
Right. And so gratitude is what gives that to people in the world. So I believe that gratitude and appreciation is the solution. It's the solution to bring the world back together in a kindness format. So that's our mission, and we're going for it.
So tell me, what does a gratitude movement look like? I mean, when someone says to me, gratitude is a really important part of life and every day, I think of gratitude journaling. I think of me being grateful in that moment. But does it go beyond that? Because it sounds to me like it's also an outward action as well. What does a gratitude movement look like from your perspective?
Yeah, that's a great question, and we kind of summarize that with 3 words. The 3 words are be, share, and show. So what we offer with the gratitude movement is a way for you to be in the energy of gratitude. And we have journals at Ling Systems and training and things like that to help you create that energy of gratitude. And by the way, gratitude energy is how you manifest. If you're in a gratitude energy, it's a higher frequency that you're able to manifest in. So being in the energy of gratitude is huge. The second word is share. The second word is share gratitude with others. Mm-hmm. So be in the energy of gratitude and share gratitude with others. And the greatest way to create appreciation energy is to share it out with other people. And we've been doing that since day one. And then the third word is show. Be in gratitude, share gratitude with others, and show others how to do it. That's what creates a movement.
Yeah, I love that so much. That's really powerful and so doable when you think about it that way. Look, I know you've probably got loads of stories. I'd love, and whenever you are really vision and mission focused like you are, there must be some moments where you have experienced somebody having a life-changing moment because of what you do and what you've created. Have you got a story or two of where you have helped someone listen to a prompting and it's had a profound impact on them and you've just gone, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing?
Boy, there's so many stories. There's one story that I give all the time in my events, which is the first one that comes to mind because I share it so much. It's just a simple story. I mean, and this happened way back in the beginning. It happened back in 2004. I was in the practice of having, when I'd wake up in the morning, I'd have a prompting to reach out in kindness to somebody. The first person I thought of, I'd send a card to.
Yeah.
So I woke up on a Saturday morning, was driving into the office. The first person that popped into mind is a lady by the name of Pat Chase, who does the music at the church that I attended at the time. Mm-hmm. Cool. I'll send Pat a card. So I went in, found a card on our system. It said beauty on the front, and on the inside it says you make things beautiful. And so I wrote a message, and I just said, hey, Pat, just want to let you know I appreciate what you do at the church. You make music beautiful. I'm a better person for it. Thank you so much. Your friend Kody. And I push the button, and the system stuffs it, stamps it, sends it in the mail for me, and it shows up in Pat Chase's mailbox a few days later. Well, I go on to tell a story. On the morning she received the card, she was going into the front room of her house to pick up the receiver of the phone to call the leader of the church, to let the leader of the church know I'm no longer going to do the music of the church because I'm tired of it. Nobody appreciates what I do. No, she was frustrated. She was upset. Yeah. She was done. She had been doing it for 17 years. She was tearfully, very upset about it. But something told her to go get the mail first. I call that a prompting.
Yeah.
So she went and got the mail, and the only piece of mail on that Thursday morning was that card. Mm-hmm. She said, Kody, I opened that card at the mailbox and I wept like a baby. And she says, I will never forget you for how you made me feel that day. And I'm not going to make the phone call. I'll keep doing the music of the church. Never forget you for how you made me feel. Now, that's a pretty impactful story, but I got to tell you that hundreds and hundreds, if not millions of stories just like that have been created as a result of SendOutCards. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. And I know one of the awesome things that you've got as well is almost like a promptings reminder, right? So people can store. I used to think that this was, great. And this was why I loved it so much, was because I could store birthdays and it would prompt me to remember things that I would forget in everyday life. And so that I could make sure I still made someone feel special, even in the busyness that becomes our lives. I want to talk a little more about promptings in a moment, because I'm actually really passionate about this topic. I've had a few moments throughout my life where I've been reminded, sometimes in a hard way, just similar to your story about your amazing brother, but those times where you go, I can't miss one of these opportunities again. When that person lands on my heart, it needs to not be about what I think, because it's not about that, right? And it's not about necessarily getting a response, but you have also made this quite practical, right? For people, so that yes, it can be a prompting, but it can also be something that makes life easier. You've got this system still set up for people to help them simplify life when it comes to showing the people that they care about that they love them throughout the year.
Yeah, in fact, it's again another great. You ask really good questions, by the way. They're really great questions. So yeah, so just to go right along with that, we have what we call heartfelt prompting cards. These are
Yep.
one at a time cards. I have a prompting. I should express gratitude to somebody.
Yep.
I
Pat
put a picture
cards.
of them on it. I physically type out the message. It's
Yep.
truly one-on-one heartfelt. And that's the essence of what we're all about. But then we also have what we call system cards. And system cards are designed to do kind of what you're talking about. So I can schedule, I might have, 1,000 people in my network, in my contacts, and I do want to remember all of them on their birthday. Well, how do you get 1,000 birthday cards out in a year? That's a lot. Or let's
Yep.
say half of them I want to send a birthday card. That's still 500 people send a birthday card. We have a system that will do that for you. All you got to do is set it up and store it. We even have what we call system experts who will do it for you. Like they will literally set your account up where you just say, which people wants to get what card, and you create a custom card for them, and they send the birthday cards out automatically. One of my biggest clients sends 200 birthday cards a month,
Yep.
and she has a personalized picture of each person she sends those birthday cards. The system does it all for her. So we call
Wow.
those system cards. And yeah, that's really popular with a lot of business people. So, a lot of people in sales, insurance, real estate, solopreneurs, people in direct sales, they love this system
Mm.
because that's what it will do. And you can drip on them. So, you hear about drip campaigning. Imagine doing a drip campaign with greeting cards. So we
Yep.
have a way where you can pre-schedule 5 cards a year to go out to somebody.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a fun program.
Yeah, I love that. And you got me a little excited because you're going to laugh when I tell you this. I think I definitely have been doing things the hard way over the last few years. I love cards, more so from the perspective of I love to do something people don't expect and show them that I've taken the time to do something to show them that they matter. I want people to know that they're worth my time. And because I'm a social media trainer, it would be very easy, particularly at Christmas time, which is a special time for me, to just, send the big bulk message out to everybody, or the big bulk email. I actually really hate it when people do that, by the way. And one of my biggest pet peeves, I'm going to throw it out there because I feel like if it's me, it's probably lots of people. But whenever my birthday comes around, Kody, I don't know about you, I wait to see who's going to do the automatic just message on Facebook on my page or on my profile versus who's going to either send me a personalized messenger inbox message, pick the phone up, or physically send me a card. And the effort they go to, in a way, represents to me how much I matter to them. Now, that's just a personal thing, but the reason I bring this up is because at Christmas time every year, I've been in business, and in fact, I learned this in my corporate role as well because I was in sales and marketing for many years. the thing I look forward to every year was having printed cards that I physically hand wrote on and mailed to the people that mattered to me. And still to this day, Kody, and I think I need to like totally change this to send out cards this year. We're actually in the process right now of designing our Christmas card, because every year I get a personally designed up Christmas card and I get, 100 to 200 of them printed, and I spend about 2 weeks, because that's how much time this takes, physically writing a personalized message in every card, physically writing the address on the front, and then taking it to the post office and mailing them to people. And I almost never hear back from people, but I feel like, hopefully in that moment where they open that card, they go, Sam took the time to do this. I must matter. And so I think, one of the things I'm excited to explore doing this year is maybe simplifying that process a little. But tell me a bit about how your cards still feel personal if they've been printed, because one of the things that was always a really big deal for me was I want to handwrite so people know I personalize this for them. I don't want to just do the same message for everybody. Can you explain to anyone listening how your cards still have that very personal touch, even though that I guess it's been made a much more productive process now?
I'm going to start with asking you a question. When you do that, you go, let's say you get a stack of 100 cards and you personally write in each card. So the front of each card is the same, right?
Exactly.
It says, but then you open up and it becomes different because you're writing your own personal message. Two things that our system will make it appear just like that. Number one is we have a personal handwriting font. All you have to do is send in a form with your handwriting, and we put it in the system. So when you type
it's your handwriting.
it comes out in your handwriting.
Wow, that I did not know. I knew that you had beautiful handwriting. I didn't realize it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's another thing. Not only that, you can save, let's say you're sending a Christmas card out, a holiday card out. You can save that holiday card, have a standard message on the inside of it, and you literally can go in. If you want to customize it for each person, you just go in and just click the edit and just kind of retype it to personalize that person. It's in your handwriting, and then you push. Now, it takes time to do that, but I guarantee it takes less time than going to the store, buying it, and handwriting it.
Yeah.
Because you're just sitting on your computer, kind of redoing each card. So you can do that. And we have gratitude expert services. They'll do it for you. You could send them all the messaging you want for this person, that person, this person, and they would go do it for you because they can go in and type in your handwriting and make the changes and do it. So we've thought of all that. Not only that, you can buy our cards in bulk. So let's say, you're old school forever and I'm never going to do it on the internet. I'm still going to buy them from us. We'll send them all to you. And you can handwrite them if you want, right in the card. So we pretty much thought of everything.
Yeah.
We're just a better way. That's all there is to it. I guess I can give my own plug here, but we're just a better way.
I love it. Well, I really do agree. And I do think, I know that I've actually got in my calendar, I noticed this the other day, this Thursday, I can see a message that Greg and the team, because they meet without me once a week. And the reason they meet without me is because if I come to the team meeting every week, I bring up all of these exciting, cool ideas that I want to do. And it just stresses everyone out because it gives everyone work, right? So we have an ideas meeting separately, just Greg and I, and then he can bring to the table the ideas that he wants the team to talk through. Anyway, during their team meeting without me this week, they've put in my calendar, it says Christmas card ripcord on Thursday. And what that means is if Sam hasn't organized the Christmas card by this Thursday, which is tomorrow, as in I've got the design in with the team and it's off to the printer, I'm not allowed to do Christmas cards this year because otherwise I take out all of this time and I get super stressed because I really want to get these cards out to everyone. So I love that you've simplified this process. I don't know if I'm unique in that or if lots of people do that, but I feel very old school in that way because we live in such a digital new school world. And so I want to talk about that for a moment because we live in a very online world now. And, one of the biggest messages I'm trying to get across to people when I'm speaking at a convention or an event or training online is this. At the other end of that computer screen and at the other end of that mobile device is a human being. We don't need to be better at technology. You don't need more tools. You don't need to be better at editing videos. You don't need to perfect your content. And I think we've got really caught up in this digital world where we think we have to be more technical, when in actual fact, humans are humans and we want connection. You said that so beautifully before. We're starved of that connection right now. Why does what you're doing right now matter so much at this point in time? And what are some of the things that you're doing? Because you've got some really exciting things that are happening at the moment to continue your mission into this very online world right now.
Well, yeah, again, another great question, and I actually do a webinar twice a month where people could come just see the big picture of what the gratitude movement is all about. Mm-hmm. And in there, I kind of give you the pain points of our society, how, I consider there to be 3 P's to live in your dream, live in your ideal life. And the 3 P's are purpose, people, and prosperity. You want to be connected with purpose. You want to feel like you matter. You want to be connected with people, have the right relationships, to love and be loved, to be accepted. And you want to be connected with prosperity, which typically is defined as having freedom with time and money. You got to kind of have both to experience prosperity.
Yep.
Society has kind of attacked all 3 of those P's. Everybody wants to express their opinion about what you are doing. Yep. So you put yourself, and you're a social media expert. You teach people how to put themselves out there on social media, right? So they put themselves out there. What do they get? They get the comments, and some comments are awesome and nice and kind and supportive and thumbs up and likes and everything else. But boy, there's some mean ones too. And so there's so much opinion out there in society today that people are becoming disconnected with their own voice. They allow other opinions to get in the way of that. And same thing with people, as a result of everybody wanting to be right instead of wanting to be connected, we're becoming more disconnected as people, right? And so we want to make sure, we believe that we have the way to make those connection points back to the 3 P's. How do we do it? We do it with appreciation and gratitude. See, appreciation is the value you place on someone or something.
Yep.
Gratitude is how you feel about the value.
Yep.
So imagine a greeting card. You put a picture on it. The picture, like I put a picture on it of you. I've met you now. You've made an impact in my life. I send you a card with a picture of you on it. I value you. I value you as a friend, as a mentor, as a coach. I place value on you. And I express that just by, having a picture of you. I value you. And then over here, I write a message. That's how I feel about the value. That's how I feel about you. Thank you so much. That's making those connection points. Now, here's another part of that. It's not enough to just do it with a physical printed greeting card, although that's the best way to do it. It's not the only way to do it, because you're right. We live in a technology world and people want stuff now. Yeah. So we have what we call digital acts. So it's the same greeting card, but you can send it digitally from smartphone to smartphone. You can send it through text, through inboxes, through instant messenger, WhatsApp, any way that you can send stuff. And it's a real card. Like when you click on it, it pops out of an envelope on your screen. It opens up. It's got the picture. It's got the message. You can close and see the back of it. And then there's a button that says that you could go ahead and try it yourself. We encourage people, hey, pass the kindness on. Yep. Click that button and send an act of kindness to somebody else. And so here's what that does. That makes it so that we provide, when it comes to sharing gratitude with the world, we provide a service that gives instant impact. I got to get gratitude to Sam right now. Yep. So the digital act is instant impact. Yeah. I also have a way to give lasting keepsake. That's the real card. And by the way, every digital card is attached to a real card. Like if I sent you a digital card, you thought it was cool. There's a little button right there that says, would you like a printed copy? Click here and I'll send you the printed copy. There's no service like that anywhere in the world. Now, why am I sharing that? I'm not sharing that to your audience to plug my business. I'm not. I'm sharing it because it's an important thing that if you can deliver something where you have instant gratitude on somebody, lasting keepsake in gratitude on somebody, when you receive a printed card that has incredible impact and meaning on you, you hang it on your refrigerator door.
Yeah.
You frame it and put it on your wall. It's lasting keepsake.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have wider reach with our system cards. And then, of course, our journaling system. So we have the complete package to make it all happen. That was a really long answer, but
I love that though. Like you've really thought through all of these different aspects. You've got the digital, like get it now option. You've got the printed option that people remember. And by the way, it surprises me still how many people keep all of their cards. I thought I was a little bit of a hoarder with this because I tend to, and special occasions, not so much at Christmas time, but things like, when Addie was born, all of the cards anyone gave me, I kept. When we got married, all of the cards that we got gifted, I kept. All of those special moments in life, I think are really important. And we want to remember who was there for us at those times. And I was actually chatting with one of my team the other day as we were looking through the Christmas card designs that we've done in the past. And I was thinking, what am I going to do this year? Because I always like to come up with something a bit new and different and fun. Because I want people not to see my card and go, it's the same old, same old. I want them to see it and go, oh, this is funny. This is in alignment with the personality of Sam and Greg. It's thought through, like it's personal in so many ways. And I was chatting with the team, and one of our team members actually used to be one of our members. We brought her into the team from our membership because she was just such an integral part of our membership, and she was a cheerleader naturally. So we brought her in. She became part of our team, and she said, I've still got all of your Christmas cards. I've kept them for the last 3 or 4 years. So I'll just show you, she said, I can just show you copies of them all so you can put them side by side and think about what you're going to do this year. And I was like, wow, it didn't occur to me anyone might keep them past Christmas, but people really do remember that, don't they? And you've come up with so many ways for people to work with other people. So if your way of communication and connection is digital, that's what you prefer, I can communicate with you that way. If your love language is gifts, I can insert a gift with the card. If words of affirmation is important to you and I know that, then I can physically send you a card. And so I love that there's all those options there. So when somebody jumps in and joins you, they can join you in 2 different ways, can't they? They can either have a business and use the product, or they can just be a user, can't they? They can come in, have a membership, and be able to just send cards or use all of these services that you have.
Yep, that is correct. Yeah, they can do it either way. A lot of people choose, we call them consultants. In the direct sales space, direct sales, there's different names for independent reps. We call ours gratitude consultants.
I love
Imagine
that.
having a side business where you're a gratitude consultant. So we have people join that way, and lots of
Yep.
people just join as customers, which is great. We love it. They just like to use the product. A lot of people in direct sales, they've already got their side hustle. They've already got their direct sales company, their network marketing business they're building, and they simply use our product to complement their other business, and we encourage that. We're not,
Yep.
We don't try to recruit everybody in the world over here. It's like
Yep.
we just want you to use our product, and if the consultancy works out for you, great. If it's a conflict for you, just use the product. So yeah.
Yeah, so good. And also from a corporate point of view, physically sending cards is a really great marketing strategy as well, isn't it? It's not just about gratitude and showing people that they matter, although that all comes into it. But I'm assuming that you've probably got a lot of businesses, even companies potentially, that use this as a marketing strategy. Yeah?
Yeah, for sure. In fact, one of the books that I wrote is called The Power of Human Connection, How Relationship Marketing is Transforming the Way People Succeed. And in that book, we talk a lot about using greeting cards as a marketing strategy. But I'll tell you what, I share in there some very, very unique philosophy about what relationship marketing really means.
Yep.
To do it right, See, most people, they're interested in what they're going to get out of something. So if I do a marketing campaign, what am I going to gain from it? What am I going to get from it? What's the ROI? That's how we're all wired.
Yep.
When it comes to relationship marketing, that's not the way it is. When it comes to relationship marketing, it's what you can give to somebody. So I use the word relationship marketing. Relationship marketing is about the first word, not the second.
Mm-hmm.
It's about relationship. It's not about marketing. Now, marketing happens, but marketing is secondary to the primary thing, which is relationship.
So good.
So
Yep.
we say things when you send cards. Let's say you're in real estate. You send a 5-card campaign over a year from somebody that bought a home from you because you
Mm-hmm.
want to stay in touch and be their realtor forever, right? Or you sold them a car, whatever. And so you want to do that. What we teach people is make it about the relationship. You want to give, not give to get. So the majority of the cards you send out is when you send a happy birthday card to a customer, just say happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask for anything. See, people say, and I used to get in debates all the time with people because we'd have our big events and there'd be real estate agents there. And they've been taught to always ask for a referral. And I'd
Mm-hmm.
get up on the stage and say, don't ask for a referral, deserve it, man. I had raving mad people at me come up, you're crazy. No, I'm not.
Yep.
Don't ask for a referral, deserve it. If you just send kindness to somebody over and over again, you don't have to ask for nothing.
No,
They're a
they do it
customer.
automatically, right?
That's right. Yeah. So it's just
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So true. You're really speaking my language. I talk to people about the importance of dating your customers and earning the right
Yeah.
to do business with them. And one of the fun demonstrations I'll often do when I keynote, and anyone who's seen me do this will probably giggle when I remind them of this, is I'll do a little demonstration where I'll pull Greg up and I will meet him for the first time and then ask him to marry me, and remind people that that's how so many of us show up on social media. It's the, hey, how are you? Will you buy from me? Or, hey, how are you? Let me tell you about my business. And it's just jumping straight from hi to marriage. And it's not how we do real life, yet why do we think that we can do that online or in writing or via email or whatever it might be? It just doesn't work, right? We have to earn that right first.
Exactly.
So I really love that. Now, I want to get to my 4 favorite questions, but just before I do, Kody, can you tell people how they can connect with you, find out a little bit more about you, follow you potentially if they want to follow this vision and mission that you have, which I think is such an important and such an impactful and powerful mission. How can they get in touch? How can they find you?
Couple of ways. In fact, my buddy Dave just walked in the office here. I'm going to have you get the Gratitude Journal Party website because I got to remember what it is. IamCodyBateman.com, or excuse me, I am Kody Bateman is my Instagram.
Yep.
If you go to I am Kody Bateman and follow that, we've got, I've got all kinds of stuff in there about what we do. Obviously, we have our website, Promptings.com. It gives you a really good description of what we do. Every Wednesday, I have a live gratitude journal party.
Oh, I love that.
It's phenomenal. And it's free. Anybody can join it. They can come and and they listen not only to me, but they listen to hundreds of people who are keeping our Promptings gratitude journals. The stories are just unbelievable. Like, it's unbelievable, the stories of people that are in the energy of gratitude every day because of this journal system and what it's done to their life.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really, really impactful. And anybody can go there. It's what is it? It's
/gratitude party.
So it's promptings.com /journal party. Excuse me, gratitude party. Promptings.com /gratitude party. So promptings.com /gratitude party. I encourage people to go check that out. I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and a lot of personal development is taught in there. It's just an incredible thing to go. We like to create content, positivity content out there like you do, and have people come and check it out.
Awesome. We're going to put all of that as well in the show notes. If anyone missed any of those things, don't stress. You can go to those show notes on our YouTube channel and you can locate them there, or in the podcast channel as well. Now, 4 favorite questions here, Kody. Question number 1 is, we have got an accelerator book list. We really value the importance of growing ourselves and learning all of the time. And books are such an incredible way to do that. And I love hearing people's people's favorite books and what has impacted them. What would be one of your favorite books that you could add to our Accelerator book list?
Well, I have lots of favorites, lots of classic favorite personal development, but the one that's freshest on my mind right now for good reason is a book called Psycho-Cybernetics. I think Psycho-Cybernetics is probably one of the best books ever written on the subject of personal development. In fact, there's a 5-book-in-1 that I've got. I actually have it right here. There's a 5-book-in-1 called The Essential Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. There's 5 books in one that Maxwell Maltz wrote. And the main one is Psycho-Cybernetics. That's what he's known for. But I'll tell you, anything that you learn today in personal development, in manifesting, in goal setting, in visualization, any of the modern techniques in vibration frequencies, any of that stuff, 1960, it was all written way back then. I mean,
Isn't that
this is a
amazing?
really,
Yeah.
it's a foundational book for a lot of what you see today. Psycho-Cybernetics, highly recommend that.
So good. And, it's I find it a little bit funny that a lot of this sort of thing, manifesting vibrational frequencies, the higher self, all of that sort of talk, which is becoming, a lot of that a buzz. It's all buzzwords now. Everyone's talking about this stuff as though it's modern day, right? As though it's new. And I'm actually rereading a book right now called The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence. Just trying to remember her last name now. But it was written in the 1920s. I love this. It was written in the 1920s, and people are talking about this stuff, the laws of life, universal laws, as though they're new. And it's all new information, and we're just stumbling across this stuff now. It's like, no, I think we're just becoming a little bit more aware of the importance of it and the power of it and the fact that it's actually a thing now. But I love Florence Scovel Shinn. That's who it was. I knew it was going to come to me. Yeah. So that's it. I'm going to check that book out. I have not checked out Psycho-Cybernetics. So I'm going to look at that one. Next question is your favorite quote.
I've got a couple of favorite quotes. Probably the first one that comes to mind is Zig Ziglar. You could get anything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want, because that's very conducive to what our mission is, what our messaging is. Just give to give for the sake of giving. I also love the quote. I'm not sure who originated this. Again, this was probably originated back with one of these foundational books. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are. And I think that's super, super powerful. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are. And it's so true. And in our personal development teachings and trainings that we do, we really hone in on that. The importance of just being who you are. It all comes down to, it's who you are that matters. So, those are some of my favorites.
So good. And next question is, if you could have a superpower, any superpower, what would it be and why?
I want to fly. I would love to, just my body, just fly. I have dreams all the time about, like, I've mastered gravity and I can fly. And I think that would be the coolest thing in the world, to not have any device or anything. I can just go wherever I want. Yep. That's what I would want to do.
That's probably the most common answer that we get. So I love that. That and teleportation, people that want to be able to get places really quickly, just go, you know what, I'd love to be in Greece right now, or I've got this meeting and I don't want to have to, the travel time to get there. Last question, probably my favorite, is if you could go back in time and say one thing to your past self, what would that be?
So I would really focus on 2 things, and that's self-image and self-esteem. When I was a kid, I would read personal development books, and I was drawn to those 2 things, self-image and self-esteem. In my later years, at 60 years old, I have learned that pretty much everything that you do to create success has to do with those things. There's really 4 words that associate with you becoming who you need to be to manifest your life. It's gratitude and appreciation, and it's self-image and self-esteem. Appreciation is what the value you place on something, and gratitude is how you feel about the value. Well, the words self-image and self-esteem are similar to that. Self-image is how you see yourself. Self-esteem is how you feel about what you see.
Mm-hmm.
So we have what we call a connection quadrant that we use. And it's taken me, I'm 61 years old now. It's taken me to 61 years old to put the connection quadrant together, which I could have learned when I was 15 with the true definition of self-image and self-esteem and how those four words work together. So yeah, to all the listeners, learn everything you can about self-image and self-esteem, because it will take you to new heights that you never thought possible.
Yeah, awesome. Love that so much. Look, Kody, this has been such an honor and a privilege for me today to hear your story, the mission and vision of what you've been doing with Promptings. And I'm so excited for you and the journey ahead. I think you're doing incredible things in the world. And this is a really important message that people really do need to listen to those promptings, because it serves both others, but it also serves you at the same time. So I just want to thank you and honor you for everything that you're doing. Definitely, guys, check out what Kody and Promptings are doing. Whether or not the business is of interest to you, it's obviously an amazing business, but more to the point, how can you use this in your life to help you connect with, love on, reach out to, and appreciate more people. So thank you so much, Kody. Appreciate your time today, and it's been such a pleasure getting to know you better.
Thank you for having me, Sam, and keep doing what you do. We sure appreciate all that you do out there. You're genuine and real, and we love that. So just keep doing what you do. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. And of course, thank you as well to our beautiful listeners for tuning in again this week. If you've loved this episode and it's spoken to you, please share it with somebody that it might also have an impact on. Don't forget to subscribe. Of course, you don't miss out on any of our amazing upcoming guests and episodes. But thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you again next week. That's it from us. Bye for now. Thank you for joining us in this episode of the Direct Selling Accelerator Podcast. If you love listening and you found that this was helpful for your direct selling business, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also check out the recommended video that's popped up on your screen right here. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye for now.